Welcome to another Community Partner Spotlight from the University of Kentucky Center on Trauma in Children. In this edition, Derek Feldman from the Kentucky Refugee Ministries highlights some of their work and discusses how you can help.
Hi, my name is Derek Feldman. I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator with the Kentucky Refugee Ministries here in Lexington, Kentucky.
What does Kentucky Refugee Ministries do?
We are a resettlement organization, so we provide resettlement services for refugees who are being offered resettlement here in the United States, specifically here in central Kentucky. First, just kind of a step back, what is a refugee? A refugee is someone who has had to flee their home because of a well-founded fear for their lives if they were to stay or to try to return home. They've crossed over an international border and are then under the protection of the United Nations High Commission on Refugees. And some go through the process of being resettled in other countries, including the United States and UK, Canada, some other countries. And we provide services like basic needs, case management and basic needs stuff like housing and utilities and food, clothing, medical, stuff like that. We provide English training, cultural orientation classes as well. So we help people find jobs and connect with local employers who need employees so that family can become self-sufficient. We have 3 lawyers on staff, so we provide legal, immigration legal services. Those are the general things, but we also have all kinds of other things that we connect with clients.
How does KRM help support children and families affected by trauma?
People who have had to flee their homes because of a well-founded fear for their lives have experienced a lot of trauma at some point in their lives. That's why they had to leave, and even sometimes in the refugee camps in which they were in, they may have experienced some other forms of trauma. So we do provide referrals for mental health needs that can range, from any number of different things. And then we have other services for victims of crime. It can be any crime, but sometimes it has to do with domestic violence, for example. And so we can provide emergency shelter and some other supports for victims of crimes.
Are there any misconceptions that people have about the families that KRM works with?
I think there are lots. Somehow this kind of work is draining on the economy in some way, that it's just, yes, of course, there's people that need help, but we can't really help everyone. And so, it's just too much money. We need to focus on ourselves first or something like that. And what the data, actually suggests from the governmental agencies that track this information is that essentially for every $1 that we put towards resettlement, we get back in economic impact by about another $5 to $10. So our clients are coming here, they pay rent to a local landlord or apartment complex. They get a job and they pay taxes. They are working for an employer who is in need of employees. They start their own businesses. They start their own restaurants and construction companies and things like that then create jobs for other people here. And so I think that's one of the misconceptions, is that somehow this is a drain on the economy, that we just can't help people, when in fact, when we actually look at the data, it's something quite different.
What are the best ways to support Kentucky Refugee Ministries right now?
We are always in need of volunteers, people doing work individually, things like becoming an English tutor for a family, or helping with apartment setup. So when someone arrives, we need to deliver furniture and set up their apartment. It's also an opportunity for groups to work together, a church group, or it doesn't have to be a church group at all. It can be a small business or a fraternity or sorority or softball team, or any number of different groups can work together to work with a family to do an apartment setup, to get to know the family, to meet with them, to help welcome them, to make them feel welcome here, to teach things like how to ride the bus or how to set up a bank account or any number of things like that I think we often take for granted that we all know how to do those kind of things when our clients are coming from a different culture, different language, and need that extra support that people can do. We also obviously will take donations. That's always needed to go directly towards people's rent and utilities. Old furniture that people want to donate and things like that, we can always take too.
Thanks for joining us for this Community Partner Spotlight. For more information on Kentucky Refugee Ministries and how you can help, follow the links in the video description or on our website.